Hello everyone, happy to see you here. Welcome back to my channel. Hi Mathematics. Today we have very interesting question from math interview. We need to rate this fraction. We have in our numerator square root of 6 and in our denominator we have 2 minus square root of 2, and we need to rate this to the power 8 right now. Let's try to solve this really interesting question. First of all, instead of this 6, let's write the product 2 times 3. So let's do this right now. So our first step is to write, instead of the square root of 6, we're gonna write 2 times 3. So as a result, we have, instead of 6, we're gonna write 2 times 3, and we could divide all of this by 2 minus square root of 2. And don't forget about our main question. We need to raise this to the power 8. Right now we need to know a really interesting property, a really great property. So whenever you have expression looks like that, so square root of x times y, you can easily split it as square root of x times square root of y. Okay, so right now let's do this in our numerator. So as a result, we have square root of 2 times square root of 3 in our numerator, and in our denominator what we will have, we can easily, instead of these 2, let's write square root of 2 times square root of 2. It changed nothing because square root of 2 times square root of 2 equal to 2, so it changed nothing. But as a result, we can easily factor square root of 2 from our denominator. Okay, so raise to the power 8. Right now let's look closely in our denominator. In our denominator right now we can easily factor our square root of 2. So as a result, we will have the same numerator, so square root of 2 times square root of 3. And in our denominator we can easily factor square root of 2. So we can easily factor it, and in our parentheses we will have from here square root of 2. From here we will have only 1, so square root of 2 minus 1, and we're gonna raise these to the power 8. Don't forget about it. Right now, let's look closely. What do we have? We can easily cancel our square root of 2 right here, and we can easily cancel it right here. And as a result, we have square root of 3. Let's do this right now. So as a result, what do we have? We have square root of 3 in our numerator, and in our denominator, we will have square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. Right now we need to know a really interesting property. So whenever you have expression looks like that, so for example a over b raised to the power x, whenever we raise a fraction to the power x, we can easily raise our numerator to the power x and our denominator to the power x. And let's apply our rule right here. So as a result, we're gonna raise square root of 3 to the power 8, and we're gonna raise square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 8. Let's simplify this a little bit. So square root of 3 to the power 8. Square root of 3, if you don't understand what it would mean square root of 3, it means 3 to the power 1/2 raised to the power 8. And let's leave our numerator like that. So let's not like simplify it because we can't do it right now. So square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. So 3 to the power 1/2 raised to the power 8. This is equal to 3 to the power 8/2 or 3 to the power 4, because we need to multiply 1/2 times 8, and of course our denominator square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. Okay, 3 to the power 4 equal to 81. Okay, so we have 81, and we have our denominator square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. And what are we going to do next? Of course, we have a constant in our numerator. Everything is great, but we can't do it real quick. We can't simplify it real quick, our denominator, so we can't do it in a few seconds. So right now, let's look closely. How can we find this square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 8? Okay, square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. How can we find this expression? So there are a lot of approaches. How can we do this? But the first one, I suggest you this one. So let's call this expression, for example, this expression inside. So let's call this square root of 2 minus 1. Let's call this expression as x. Okay, so expression inside of it, this expression equal to x. So basically we need to find x to the power 8. We need to find this expression equal to x, so we need to find x to the power 8. So let's rewrite this expression right here in the middle. Okay, our looks like this are a quick substitution. So we have square root of 2 minus 1 equal to x. Right now, let's add x to both sides. As a result, we can easily change places. So we can easily write x plus 1 equal to square root of 2. So I hope you understand it. I just add 1 to both sides, and I change position. This one goes to the left, this one goes to the right. Right now, let's raise both sides to the power 2. So let's raise both sides to the power 2. As a result, what do we have? We have x plus 1 raised to the power 2 equal to square root of 2 raised to the power 2. Let's simplify it. So as a result, what do we have? We have right here, we have our formula x squared plus 2x and plus 1. And on the right side, we have only, we can easily cancel the square root sign, so we have only 2. Right now, let's subtract 2 from both sides. As a result, we will have 0 right here. So as a result, we have x squared plus 2x and minus 1 equal to 0. All right, and the final tricky move in our challenge. First of all, we need to express from here our x squared. So this is extremely great and tricky move because it helps us to reduce the power. So as a result, we can express the second power through the first one. So x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. And this is extremely important expression for us because this expression will help us a lot. So x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. Don't forget about that we need to find x to the power 8. So right now, if we raise this to the power 2, both sides, we will have x to the power 4. So we are getting closer and closer to this x to the power 8. So right now, let's do this thing. As a result, what do we have? From here, we will have x to the power 2 raised to the power 2. So we raise in both sides to the power 2. So equal to, we have 1 minus 2x raised to the power 2. Okay, as a result, on the left side we have x to the power 4 equal to 1 minus x to the second power. This is equal to 1 square, okay, minus 2 times 1 times 2x and plus 2x squared. If you're talking about formula, I just write it like step-by-step solution. So from here we have x to the power 4 equal to 1 minus 4x and plus 4x squared. But don't forget about the thing that x squared is equal to 1 minus 2x. So you write this thing, so but x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. X squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So from here we have that our x squared is equal to 1 minus 4x and plus 4 times x squared. X squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So 1 minus 2x. Right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna simplify this a little bit, okay? So let's simplify this expression real quick. As a result, what do we have right here? We have x to the fourth power equal to 1 minus 4x plus 4 and minus 8x. As a result, from here, our x to the power 4 equal to 5 minus 12x. Really great. So we have x to the power 4. And right now the final move, right here we need to find, in the beginning we need to find x to the power 8. So right now let's raise this once more to the power 2. So as a result, what do we have? X to the power 4 to the second power, we're gonna raise this, and equal to 5 minus 12x, we're gonna raise this to the power 2. Right now, let's do the thing. Let's raise this. As a result, we have on the left side we have expression that we really need, x to the power 8. On the right side, we're gonna raise this. So as a result, we have 5 squared minus 2 times 5 times 12 times x. Okay, and plus we have 12x. We're gonna raise this to the power 2. Okay, right now, as a result, on the left side we will have x to the power 8 equal to, we have 25 minus 2 times 5, 10 times 12, we have 120 times x, and plus we have 144 times x squared. Okay, really great, but we don't need to forget that our x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. Okay, so we have the same thing right here, but x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So as a result, we can easily write that our x to the power 8 equal to, we have 25 minus 120 times x plus 144 and times this x squared equal to 1 minus 2x. So 1 minus 2x. Really great. Let's simplify this a little bit and we will have our answer. So we will have x to the power 8 equal to, we have 25 minus 120 times x plus 144x, plus 144 without x, and minus 288 times x. This is our expression, so we can easily find from here our x to the power 8. So x to the power 8 is equal to 25 plus 144 equal to 169. And right here, when we subtract it, we will have minus 408 times x. This is our x to the power 8 of the expression that we need to find, but in the beginning we made a substitution that our x is equal to square root of 2 minus square root of 2 minus 1. So right now, instead of x, let's plug in square root of 2 minus 1. So as a result, we'll have square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 8. So expression that we exactly need equal to 169 minus 408 times x, but x equal to square root of 2 minus 1. Square root of 2 minus 1. So from here we have square root of 2 minus 1. Square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8 equal to 169 minus 408 square root of 2 and plus 408. Plus 408. Really great. And right now let's add it. Our last step, so square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8 equal to 169 plus 408 equal to 577 minus 408 square root of 2. This is our square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. And don't forget about that expression in the beginning, because in the beginning we write the next thing. So I want to rewrite exactly our question if you need it, but if you don't need it, we can easily continue our solution, because we had in the beginning our expression 81 over square root of 2 minus 1, square root of 2 minus 1 raised to the power 8. This looks like our continue from the beginning. You can easily scroll it because we had 81, and right now we need to find this expression. We found it, so right now let's plug in it. So as a result, we have 81 divided by this expression, square root of 2 minus 1 to the power 8. We found it, so we can easily plug in it right here at this spot. So 577 minus 408 square root of 2. This is our expression. Right now we can easily simplify this a little bit, so we can easily multiply it by the conjugate. So as a result, we have 81. In our numerator, we multiply this thing by the conjugate, so we have 577 with the plus sign, so plus 408 square root of 2, and we're going to multiply our denominator by the conjugate expression. So we have 577 minus 408 square root of 2, and the same thing but with the plus sign, so 577 plus 408 square root of 2. And right now you will be shocked a little bit, but this expression right here, when we multiply it, equal to 1. So as a result, our expression equal to only our numerator, so 81 times 577 plus 408 square root of 2, and this looks like our answer. Right now I'm going to write a full expression from the beginning. So our answer to this question, we have square root of 6 in our numerator. We divided in the beginning, we divided by 2 minus square root of 2. This is our expression from the beginning. We raise this to the power 8, and of course this is our answer. When we raise this, we will have 81 times parentheses 577 plus 408 square root of 2. You can easily multiply this 81 by these parentheses if you want it, but it will be like a huge and complicated expression. So I hope you understand my explanation, which is extremely great. So it was my explanation to this question. I really hope you understand it. I really hope you learned something new, but definitely don't feel bad if you got this wrong. If you need help with any of these classes, I have a lot of questions on my YouTube channel, more than like 500 videos. So I really hope my video is helpful for you. I really enjoy it. So wish you all the best in your life. Take care of yourself. Have a great day, and see you in the next videos.